Only one group dares to challenge this intergalactic threat, the Super Friends.
Hey everybody, Riz the Collector here with another action figure review. This, of course, is the Total Heroes Mattel Batman. Now, Total Heroes is a line that just came out at the beginning of this year, and it's the new Mattel line which is basically replacing the DC UC figures. It's 6-inch scale. They are at a better price point at most stores. Most places you're going to find this, the MSRP is around $9.99. Now you're going to find stores, unfortunately, like Toys R Us, who have slowly been increasing the price of these figures. It started at $9.99. When I bought my Superman, it was $9.99. A couple of months later, when I stopped in, they were $12.99, and now they're $14.99. Now, the good thing about Toys R Us is if you can show them either another web page with the price on it, they will price match. Now, I actually got him at Kmart. I was actually deep in search for another figure in this line. A friend of mine posted the Bizarro picture of the new Bizarro figure, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta have Bizarro. So I went out, and I was already out and about, so it was just a quick stop. I had stopped at Toys R Us, and they didn't have them. They had a whole line of Supermans and like a Sinestro. And I was like, no, okay. So I left there, and then there's the one lone remaining Kmart in the area. We used to have like 5 of them, and there's one left. So I stopped in there real quick, because I thought, you know what, maybe they'll have it. And I also was hoping that they carried the multiverse line, because I was looking for the Batman, the unmasked Batman in that line. But I went in there and they didn't have the Batman, they didn't have the Bizarro, and I found out later, I should have read on further, checked more posts, that Bizarro hasn't actually been released yet. And of course, my good friend Stuart has his ninja ways of getting things early. So I will be picking him up. But I found Batman, and Kmart had him for the MSRP, the suggested price of $9.99. So I was like, alright, screw it, I'm snagging Batman. Because I've looked at him multiple times in store, and I've never picked him up. But I actually really like this Batman. He's a cool figure. Out of all of them, I mean, they're very clunkily designed, but I think the ones that's really going to work for is Batman, and of course the Bizarro I saw was also very, very cool. Now, these are Mattel standard figures. When I say that, what I mean is Mattel does things like they have like one body style, and that's what all of their figures are made of. They basically will alter small things on the figure to make them represent the different characters, such as on Batman, that's going to be the differences in his belt, his gauntlets, and of course his head, and color scheme, of course. But it saves Mattel in that they just are able to just take these molds and recreate the body and apply slightly different appendages and paint apps to them, so that we get the various figures, but they're not having to remold everything. Now, in some things, Mattel can get a little about it. There's another figure I just picked up, but we'll talk about that when I do that one. But I really like this Batman. I think this body style really works for Batman. Now, of course, all of these figures are in the new 52 styling, except for the new Bizarro. For some reason, he is in classic styling. Now, I've noticed that this is the second time I've seen this happen, where something is new 52 or majority new 52, but Bizarro for some reason is in a classic costume. The other one I've seen is the JLA Trapped in Time. It's a little hour-long movie. It was exclusive to Target to buy, but some video stores are getting it to rent, and that's how I saw it. I didn't want to spend the $10 for a 53-minute movie. And actually, it was pretty enjoyable. It really was. It had a good storyline, but it was like new 52 for the most part. Superman's costume was like a mixture of Man of Steel. It was the Man of Steel S, but the rest of it was like new 52, so it was a really weird mixture. But Bizarro was in his classic costume. He still had the underwear and all of that. But I'm going to go ahead and get this guy to package, and we're going to take a closer look, guys, so I will be right back. Alright, guys, I'm back. I've got him out of package, and let's go ahead and take a closer look at him. Now, like the other caped figure from this line, he does have a cloth cape, but it is, as you can see, a standard Batman cape. It's got the nice little ridges in there, which is cool. I am actually a fan of cloth capes. I mean, of course, you can't get much posability out of it, but yeah, I like the way a cloth cape falls. I know a lot of people that aren't fans of cloth, but I don't mind it. I really don't. The only problem with the cloth I have found is on my Superman of this line. The bottom of my display case has like a lot of old oil and stuff, and I've tried to clean it up, but he fell one day along with all the rest of the figures, and his cape ended up getting some of that oil on it, so he's got like 2 black spots in the back of his cape. And I've tried cleaning it a couple of times, but I haven't been able to get it clean. So that kind of sucks. Of course, if it happened with Batman, I'm not really going to notice it because his cape is black. But yeah, the Superman one is kind of messed up, which sucks. But let's take a look at Batman. Like I said when he was still in package, this body style, I feel, really fits Batman very well. And I don't know why I say that, because it's a muscular body style, but it does. To me, that's really looks good on Batman. As you can see here, like the other figures, the headpiece comes down into a square onto the shoulders, and you can see in the back here where that's where the cape is tucked in. Pretty standard here with these, I'm seeing on all the other figures. Of course, we do have the specialized head for Batman. Very nice cowl. I like the length of the ears. I do like that we have the white lenses in the eyes. I like the expression on the face. It's not angry, but it's stern. And I think that's really an expression you need on a Batman. I do have, I think, one where he's smiling, maybe, kind of, sort of, maybe not. I could be wrong. I'm wrong a lot. I think I'm wrong. But no, I like the head sculpt on here, and I love the way that they did the bat symbol. I like that it's a good size. It's fully across the chest. It's coming down into the middle there, and it goes all the way up to the neck. The ears on the bat does. So I really like the good size on this. And of course, it is a new 52 Batman, so we do have some armor lines on here. And like all the other figures, we've got an oversized belt, which again, I really like on this figure. I like the gold. I like how that pops off the figure. Now, with just like the Superman, the legs are a little odd. It has really short thighs and then very long shin bones. So a little bit of an oddity there with these figures, but I actually really like. I really like this figure, honestly. I like this figure more than the Superman. But this set is really growing on me, and I can't wait to get some of the other figures. I'm trying to get a hold of a Flash. I actually lost out on a bid for like $650 last night. I had an alarm set before the auction ended on eBay, and for some reason the alarm didn't go off, and somebody beat me out on it, and I was not happy about that, especially since Amazon raised their price to it was like $11.99. And then right after I went to check after I lost the eBay bid, and it went from $11.99 to $35. And it was the one I was looking at, because I went back out to my, I was looking at this on my Kindle Fire, and I went out to my laptop, and last thing you were looking at, and I clicked it, and yeah, that was the one that was $11.99. Within minutes, he had jumped to $35. I was not happy. But I am looking to get the Flash, because as a lot of you know, I've been on a Flash kick lately. So I'm definitely want to pick up that Flash. And maybe Lantern as well. I definitely don't want Aquaman. And of course, I really want the Bizarro from this line. But let's go ahead and finish with Batman, as I have been getting off on tangents and other figures while doing reviews lately. As you can see, we've got 2 little pegs here on the back of the belt. Of course, he has specialized gauntlets for him, with the blades here on the gauntlet. And of course, like all the other ones, there's a rotation there. I really like that these are hard plastic blades. I'm not a big fan of the softer plastic blades on gloves, because they tend to get bent in odd shapes and they just don't look right on the figure. I prefer that they all be hard plastic so that we get that nice ridged look there. Batman, of course, comes with some accessories. The only other figure I have in this line right now is Superman, and he has no accessories, of course, because he's Superman. He doesn't need any. Batman has what looks like a grapple gun, And then he comes with 2 batarangs. So very cool that he comes with accessories, and you know, they're batarangs, so they can pretty much go with any Batman. So I'll probably stick the grapple gun in his hand, and then maybe put the batarangs with a couple different Batmans, something. But they're cool to have. Nice little accessories to have come with the figure, especially with what should be a $10 figure. It's nice to get accessories with that. Now let's take a look at articulation here. Well, one last thing. As you can see, the boots here, there's no sculpting for the boots. Really, it's just a paint app, which is allowing, again, Mattel to be able to produce these figures at a low cost and try to pass that savings on to us, regardless of what some stores are charging for them. Mattel is trying to pass the savings on to us. So that's not a sculpt. Basically, it's a basic boot with the different paint apps for various figures. Alright, now let's take a look at articulation. Now we do have some up and down movement on the head, but not a whole lot. Of course, we've got very nice left to right. I don't want to accidentally pop his head off, but he does have a ball joint. It's just not a lot of movement there. We do have ball jointed shoulders, and of course, again, we've got that same bulky style here. We have no bicep swivel. We do have an elbow bend, if I can get that to bend. And we've got some rotation there as well, as you can see here. We've also got some rotation here at the wrist, and as you can see, his left hand is an open hand for his accessories. Now, as for waist, we do have rotation there at the waist. We've got, and I actually like this new hip joint here, and that little sound you guys are hearing, unfortunately I have my Facebook up behind my review space here, and that's that little sound you guys keep hearing, so sorry about that. I do like the new leg joints for Mattel. They're very tight, and it still gives you that same movement. Now, because of the butt piece, his leg doesn't move any farther back than this, but we get really nice movement forward and really nice movement to the side, so that is really nice on these figures. And then we've got knee joint. Now, we don't have any kind of rotation at the thigh or shin, so basically your leg movement is going to be restricted to this, and then we do have a rocker at the ankle. And they are actually pretty good rockers, so I gotta say, Mattel did a good job with these figures. I mean, they're very basic, but all the joints, I haven't had any of the ones that I've seen, and of course the 2 that I own, I haven't had any issues with loose joint syndrome. And that's something that tended to happen quite a bit with both the DC UC and with any DC Direct or DC Collectibles, is if they've got that ankle joint, it's generally loose within like a day. And I've had absolutely no issues with my Superman, and I don't foresee any issues with Batman here. So I am really digging on this figure. I highly recommend you pick him up if you can find him. It seems to be Superman is everywhere, but Batman seems to be a little bit difficult to, well, maybe not difficult to find. Flash seems to be difficult to find. But I recommend picking these guys up. They're a good scale. They're 6-inch, so they're going to match scale with like DC UC. Of course, they're still going to be a little smaller than your general DC Direct or DC Collectibles. But they're a good figure for us to be able to collect now. A good alternative to DC Collectibles, which a lot of people have had issues with, myself included, with quality control. And it gives people who were so unhappy with the loss of DC UC at least something to collect. I know a lot of people are really unhappy with the basic style of these, and basically are calling them, you know, like cheap kids' toys. And let's face it, all of these things are kids' toys. I mean, whether they're meant for collectors or not, it's still a toy. So I recommend picking it up. I mean, of course, that's up to you. You collect whatever you want to collect, but it's a good little figure. And I'm going to be happy to add him to my collection, just like I'm happy to have the Superman in my collection, and I'm going to be ecstatic to have the Bizarro in my collection. And as well as the Flash, if I can manage to pick him up. I mean, you can't beat the price, and they're cool. I know I keep saying that, but it's true. So that's going to do it for this review. This, of course, was the Total Heroes Batman. I am Rez the Collector. Please rate, comment, subscribe to the channel. I do try to put out action figure reviews as often as I can. When I pick up new stuff, I also do what's called reviews on demand. That's if there's something in my collection that has not been reviewed and you would like to see it reviewed, or if I reviewed something and you didn't think I covered it good enough, go ahead and let me know, and I will review it or recover it, or if you're looking for comparisons, anything like that. I'm pretty open to trying to help other collectors take a look at what I have to help them make decisions on maybe what they want to get. And I know I've helped some people in the past make decisions on something maybe they weren't sure they were going to get, and then they saw my review and decided, hey, I really want this. So yeah, if you wanted anything you want to see, let me know. Kind of rambling. Sorry. Again, this is Rez the Collector. Thank you so much for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, and have a very nice day.